So today we're looking at point slope form. It's just another way that we can write out equations. So it is in the form of y equals mx minus h plus k. M is the slope. H and k are the coordinates of any point on the line. So when we use this, we're given slope the point on the line. Okay. The thing to remember whenever we're plugging this formula in, so we have the point hk, which again is just an xy coordinate point. When we plug it in, notice it is a minus h and a plus k. So we change the value of the h in the inside of that parentheses. We'll put minus h every time, or change the value of it when we plug it in. Okay, and so with that in mind, let's use that to graph some of these equations. So first step, identify the slope and the point. Step 2 is plot the identified point, and then step 3, use that slope, rise over run to plot the additional points. So if we look at our first one, we have y equals 2 times x minus 3 plus 1. Okay, so now remember, this is all with y equals m x minus h plus k. So it's the opposite of the h value on the inside the parentheses. So inside the parentheses, think opposite, right? Kind of think of it as jail. You did something wrong. You did the opposite of what you're supposed to do. So if we have a minus 3, again, this is the x value. You think x is with the x value. You think minus 3, you go to negative 3. Again, you do the opposite of that. It's in those parentheses. It's in that jail. So our starting point is at 3, and then positive 1. So there's our starting point. 3, positive 1. Right? It's our h and our k. Opposite of h, opposite of the inside value, and your k value. And then we have our slope, which our slope is 2. So that means we're going to rise up 2 points over 1 point. Again, all we need is 2 points to draw our line. Okay. So let's do it again. This time we're going to use our second coordinate. Okay, so it says graph. We have y equals negative x plus 2 minus 3. Okay. So again, starting value, your x is the opposite of the value inside the parentheses. So if we have a plus 2, we're actually going to go to minus 2. And we have the point negative 3 for our y. So negative 2 on the x, negative 3 on the y. There's our starting point for our point on the line. Our slope, we have a negative. We don't have a value in front. We can think of that value in front as a 1. So we have negative 1. So from our starting point or our point on the line, we're going to be going down 1 to the right 1. There's our 2 points. We can graph our line. Let's look at our third one. We have y equals 2/3 x plus 4 and minus 2. So what is our x value going to be when we graph it? Anybody? Is it 4 or negative 4? Negative 4, right? It's opposite of what's on the inside of the parentheses. What's our y value? Negative 2. So we have negative 4, negative 2. So negative 4 on the x, down 2 on the y. There's our starting value. If we have a slope of 2/3, what are we going to do? How high are we going to go up to the next point? We have a rise over run. We're going to go, what? Up how many? 2. And how many across? 3. We're going to go up 2, over 3. There's our second point. We can grab it. These last two, again, are just other ways of graphing, or another way that point slope form can be shown. Okay, so rather than having the y on the right side, that k over here, they have y minus 3 is equal to our slope times x plus 1. Okay, so all I've done is they've changed the location of our k value, or our y value on the point. All we have to do is we can move it back over, and it's in that same form. Okay. We can get y equals negative 3, x plus 1, plus 3, and then we can graph it. Okay. So again, starting location, we have x plus 1, so we're going to go the opposite way. So minus 1 plus 3, so negative 1 on the x, positive 3 on the y. There's our starting point. We have a slope of negative 3. So we're going down 3 to the right 1. That puts us back at the origin. We'll draw our line. Okay. Any questions on how to graph point slope form? Again, it's just another method. And then 1 to the right. Because again, you can think of this slope, because it's just a value, as 2 over 1. So we're going a rise of 2, run of 1. Same thing with this one. It's negative 1. Well, its rise is negative 1, so we're going down 1, still running 1. Same with the last one. We had negative 3 as our slope. We think of it as negative 3 over 1. There's no denominator. You can always think of it as a step of 1.